Today we are going to go through a special conversion. It was the Warpcoven conversion that we made for the Kill Team World Championships. And we're going to talk a little bit about conversions because conversions are my jam. They are one of the things in Warhammer where you take a team, essentially you have your team, your set team, and you have a box, and essentially you can build the box the same way as everybody else, and you can build it with the instructions, paint it like the box art, and it's so sick. And Warhammer does a really good job of setting out those themes, setting out beautiful poses, and there's some variety within the box. But one of the things that we love to do here at Twinhammer is converting. And converting is essentially taking bits and pieces from different boxes and different teams and different kill teams and putting them together. And because we love Warhammer Age of Sigmar, we love that universe, we used to be in Warhammer Fantasy, and now we really love the 40k universe as well. We have bits from all across the Warhammer genre and the Warhammer background. And we are really excited that we are able to take all those bits and put them into a brand new team that no one has. And essentially converting is making that team your own team. No one else in the world has that team. And so we're really excited to bring you this little piece of our kill teams and really show you how to do converting so you could do converting yourselves, have a bunch of fun with it, and enjoy Warhammer, enjoy Kill Team, which is going to be a world game very soon, I believe. It's such a beautiful game, such a fun game. And so what we are going to do is we're going to highlight Warpcoven. And Warpcoven was a team that really I had no real interest in from a lore perspective. They were Egyptian, they had a lot of gold trim, just like a lot of Chaos Space Marines, a ton of gold trim. And I love to build teams because I want to build all the kill teams, and we have a ton of Warcry teams. I want to build them quickly and I want to paint them quickly. And so the technique that I've really dug into is the technique that allows me to get the best result within a 3-hour painting, and let's see, total 6 hours between building, converting, and putting the finishing touches on your base and display. So we're gonna dive right into that. What I did is I combined, so I took the Sorcerer kit, I took our Stormcast Eternal kit, and then I combined them together with a few Chaos Space Marines from the Legionary set. And really what I did is take elements from each of them. So we had some Angels of Death, some Intercession bodies, and then I put the Sorcerer's heads on top from the Sorcerer kit that I had left over. I shaved off the bolters on the regular rubrics, and on top of those bolters I put the ends of the Sorcerer's staff, so making them seem like really this kind of Tzeentch-like sorcerer type scenario. And what I wanted to do was create this Egyptian theme and get the blues and the golds, but not have to paint them exactly with the blue armor and then the gold trim as they usually have. So what I've been doing is been looking at Instagram, looking at Pinterest, looking at different really cool inspiration or seeing them on the field. And one of the cool armies that I saw actually at Maple Leaf Wargaming was a guy who had dwarves, and 40k dwarves or Hearthkin, and they were half blue, half yellow. And I had actually been already doing this on my just measuring tools, this half yellow, half blue scheme. And I think actually the dwarf guy is not blue and yellow, but that's split down the middle. I've seen that on Pinterest as well. So as I was thinking, how do I get this team to be something that I like, I chose the yellow, which is an incredible paint. It's Imperial contrast, and all you have to do is your black undertone, your gray dry brush, your white dry brush, and then you just put that yellow on, and it is a one coat. Make sure it's nice and thin when applying, and then that coat goes on beauty. It's the best yellow I've ever experienced when painting. And then the blue Frostheart. So Frostheart is an amazing contrast paint. I've used it on my Void Dancers that we'll do a video on, my blonde Void Dancers, and they're in full blue bodysuits. And that blue, when put over white, is this beautiful bright emerald. But when you put it over the grays and the blacks and the just a white dry brushed on, it really comes out as this dark foreboding blue, and it has so much depth to it. So really coming back after 10 years and seeing these contrast paints, these really unlock such a speed to your painting to get you that depth, especially when you do the black undertone, do the gray dry brush and a white dry brush. And I like the Tale of Two Painters. The white from Tale of Two Painters is exceptional. It goes on really, really thick. And then from there, you just have an incredible, incredible experience and time. After all this is done, we needed to have a Zangor team. And actually, this was done before when Thomas was doing Warpcoven in the 2nd edition. It was, we took Felgor, which I took the hands off the Felgor because Felgor Ravagers are another kill team. But I took Saurus Warriors, and I'm going to do a video on this because you guys got to see this. Saurus Warriors, which I love, that are not in the 40k universe. We chopped the hands off the Felgor, put all of the hands on the Sargor, so they became the Saurus Felgor converted team. And then we had this whole box of Felgor left over without their usual arms and whip and different poses, right? So what we thought was, wow, Felgor can actually be, which is the orange from the Fire Slayers, so it's Fire Slayer orange, another amazing contrast paint from Citadel. And we just use that on the horns and on the eyes so that they have this kind of burning eyes. And we took the Felgor and now they became the converted Zangor. And I was really excited that Games Workshop for the World Championships accepted all of these conversions right away. So for the bases, all I did was glue your sand down so it covered the base in sand. We primed that black. We had gray dry brush, white dry brush, and then I used Gillingham's Flesh, which is a contrast paint. And that actually covers so beautifully, both for flesh tones and for soil and rock tones. And we use a few rocks from Aquarium base set from Dollarama. And after that, you get the laser cut plants. I'll put this in the description. This elevates any base so that you go from looking like just normal basing to amazing bases right away. And it truly is an amazing way to elevate the bases that you have. So we're really excited. This was the concept behind the Warpcoven, and I joined the Brotherhood of Sorcerers, and I made that team my own, and I made it in under 6 hours altogether, and just 3 hours of painting. Did it in one night, and the exhilaration of converting and painting and getting it done so quickly allows you to really enjoy the hobby. It's not something that is protracted over weeks or months and takes you so long just to get a kill team that looks good, really good. I got a score of 50 in the World Championships. Obviously, they're going to be looking for a little bit more in terms of the higher painting scores if you're delving into that, because it's Games Workshop standard. So they want to see the basing, they want to see tremendous amount of highlighting. What I do for highlights, I have a really cheap set of blacklight paints, and they go on so well. It's a party blacklight set from Amazon, and I put it on, and it's a perfect highlight onto the base miniatures. And from there, it just glows in the dark, so you can even have an X factor of, hey, come check my display out, it's glowing in the dark. And my display actually had my Void Dancer display from Vegas, and that was glowing rocks. I had an AI generated background, and that's something that I was really excited to bring and show, and it created a great theme. It had the sorcerer generating the lightning of Tzeentch coming from the warp over here as I'm showing them off. But really cool. You can dive into the narrative, you can dive into creating a storyline for your guys, and then you're playing chess essentially at a competitive level where you have a Lord of the Rings, you have a Star Wars narrative going on for you. And that's why I love Warhammer, because it's the ultimate competitive outlet, it's the ultimate creative outlet, and it's the ultimate outlet just to get you away from your daily life, get you social, get you making friends, that you being across the table from someone, and every night you have something to paint that really relaxes you and then takes you to another level. You've got to keep playing in your life. You can never stop playing. Don't take life too seriously. All about excellence and all about having fun. So here's Twinhammer. We'll see you guys in the next one.